What's up, Play Sports Gamer here, and I got a video on my beloved 49ers and Nick Bosa, who held out until he signed a contract late in the summer and didn't practice with the team at all, then played week 1. And I also want to highlight his brother Joey Bosa, because I think they're similar in the way they've handled getting that huge contract and how they're going to be playing after they got that contract. I got highlights here for Nick Bosa from last year. This is all last year because it's hard to find big time highlights this year. There's few, and the last couple of games he's has done a little better than the first few games of the season. Let's talk about Joey Bosa for a second. And by my Brendan Staley video, we all know the Chargers don't make the best of decisions with the player personnel and the coaching. So Joey had solid seasons at the beginning, as you can see from the graphic. It wasn't outstanding like Nick Bosa, just solid. Rookie year, 10.5 sacks, then went to 12.5, then 11. Like nothing spectacular. Pretty good solo tackles for a defensive lineman. But the Chargers gave him a 5-year, $135 million contract. And his agent is a little better than Nick Bosa's agent, which I'll explain when we talk about Nick Bosa. But the first year, he got $1 million. They split the signing bonus over the 5 years, but that's guaranteed. He's going to get that money. But year 2, he got $13 million. Year 3, $21 million. And he signed this after the 2019 season. 2023 is pretty good for the team, but then it goes up again. And I assume the team is either going to try to trade him or cut him after this year, especially that he's been injury prone and he's out, I think, probably the rest of the year this year, or I know he's on IR. But after he signed his contract, then he got hurt. He played 12 games, 7.5 sacks. 2021, surprisingly, he played all 16, but 10.5 sacks, like nothing spectacular. And he probably doesn't deserve all this money. Then the last 2 seasons, he got hurt. And after he signed the contract, you really didn't hear about Joey Bosa. He wasn't that great. He was solid, but not great. But they gave him the money. So let's go to Nick Bosa. He had a good rookie year. 9 sacks, not bad for a rookie. Then he got hurt. I don't know what it is with the Bosa family. I guess they get hurt. And 2021, he kicked it into high gear, getting pressures and sacks on the quarterback, boosting up his solo tackles and assists. And I know deep down inside, he saw his brother get a ton of money. He says, I'm going to perform these next 2 years so I can get this huge contract. I want to be the highest paid player. And he did great those 2 years. And he was Defensive Player of the Year last year. 18.5 sacks, a team record. And he was like tremendous. As you can see from these highlights, he was all out pressure on the quarterback. He showed monster effort every single game, and he didn't get hurt. These last 2 years, he did not get hurt. So he held out and got this huge contract. 5 years, $170 million, $50 million signing bonus. Probably sticking it to his brother with this money he's got, especially with the signing bonus, got $15 million more. But this is where the 49ers were smart. The base salary for the first 3 years of the contract is a little over $1 million. Still gets this $10 million signing bonus every year. That's guaranteed. But the base salary is way low. They got a pretty good cap hit from it, though, because of the signing bonus and options. At least it's low, unlike Joey Bosa, where it kicked in pretty good the second and third year. Then 2026, 2027, 2028 is really when he gets paid. Then just like Joey Bosa, I think Nick Bosa is either going to get traded, probably not cut, but traded. And who knows, he's probably going to get injured in between now and then, no one from the Bosa family. I think that's what the 49ers did, and it's like the Patriot way. You backload the contract with the bulk of the money and front load it with minimal money. Still get the signing bonus, but these contracts are not guaranteed. So they're either going to trade them or cut them as soon after the 2025 season, where the real money kicks in and somebody else can either, if they trade him, to pick up that contract, or 49ers. The only thing 49ers do if they cut him is going to take a cap hit. So the real reason I'm saying that Nick Bosa is stealing money from the 49ers with this huge contract, if he plays through it, which I don't think he will, but anyway, if he plays through it, is you look at this year, after he got his contract, the effort was not there. He was not plowing through the linemen like he was in these highlights and last year. If I was a better YouTuber, I would show you a comparison from this year to last year, but I'm not that great of a YouTuber. I'm just starting out, and I'm hoping to get subscribers, so please subscribe. Nick Bosa showing no effort the first 8 games. And then you got Chase Young. Maybe Chase Young is really helping him, his former teammate from college, because they're stepping it up better the last 2 games. You're seeing Nick get in there, but after he got his contract and the first few games with the 49ers, he was doing absolutely nothing. He was silent like Joey Bosa was after he got his contract. You really didn't hear about Joey Bosa. And Nick Bosa, there was some games where you didn't hear a word from Nick Bosa, from the announcers. He wasn't doing anything. And I was getting so frustrated by watching these games and him not putting the effort like he did last year for the contract. And that's why there's a couple of 49ers videos I said I want to make a video about Nick Bosa. I'm probably making this video too late. I'm going to make it anyway because I still think he's not going to put the effort he was before he got his money. And I know the base salary is low, but he still gets his $10 million signing bonus. He's still going to get his options. This is a good lesson for teams. I don't know why teams sign players for 5 to 10 years. I think all contracts should be 3 years or less. Let these players prove that they're worth the money for the next contract. Most likely, football is a little different because these contracts are not guaranteed, except for if you're stupid Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson, which kicking themselves for signing that stupid contract because he's barely on the field. You see it all the time in baseball. They sign players for these 10-year deals. They're good for maybe 3 to 4 years. Then the last 6 years, they do nothing. Not worth the money they get. All the time in baseball. Basketball is the same thing. You don't sign a player for a long-term deal when they're in the early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. You don't sign them for a 10-year contract because you know they're not going to perform from mid to late 30s. You hardly ever see a player perform, especially these defensive players, running backs, wide receivers. Quarterbacks are different, and I'm ready to make a video about quarterbacks and the lack thereof in the NFL nowadays. But once you get a great quarterback, you have to hold on to him like Mahomes. Still, I don't think he's worth $50 million. All these, the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks making $50 million a year, they're not worth that money. But you do need to hold on to him if you have a star quarterback, because it's few and far between. So this video I wanted to make because the 49ers probably should not have signed Nick Bosa, especially with all the other talent they had in the defensive line. They probably really didn't need him. He's not, especially now, he's not really making a difference anymore. So all your GMs out there, do not sign players for long-term deals, big money. You're not going to get your value. Sign them for 1 to 3 years, make them worth the money. Then if you want, sign them again for 1 to 3 years. Stop putting out these long-term deals. And 5 years, I'd say, is a long-term deal for a football player. Baseball, basketball, you're seeing 5 to 10 years, which is ridiculous. And Nick Bosa, if by some miracle the 49ers hold on to him 2026, 27, 28, he's going to be a shell of himself, and he's going to be making over $30 million a year, which is insane. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Or do you think these players are worth it? Sign these long-term deals for huge money. Let me know down below. And of course, subscribe and like. Thanks. See ya.